the scheduled journey. Your judges are for this main event. John Wheeler, David Wignall and Andrew Campbell. Timekeeper the bell, Damien Embry. Your ringside physician, Dr. John Jury. Ladies and gentlemen, the rules apply to 10-point mark system per round. The winner of a round, 10 points, 9 or less per round. The 3 knockdown rule in 1 round applies if there's an accidental head clash and injury after round 5 in a 12-round fight. They get the scorecards, and under the rules of the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board of Victoria, the ringside physician can call a halt to the bout at any time. He will instruct the timekeeper to ring the bell, and that is the cessation of the fight automatically. A world first. Your promoter, Mr. Joe Kersey at Total Sports Network, thank you very much for your great support, a great atmosphere, electric night of knockouts. That's the way the show goes at the Melbourne Convention Centre on this Thursday night, let's get it right, Thursday, May 9, 2002. The light heavyweight explosion comes to a big climax. We thank Bennigan's, we thank All Seasons for their great support here tonight and in the lead up. Gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening. On the site where legends are made, the Melbourne Convention Centre. Let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the OPBF Light Heavyweight Championship. Would you welcome my occupying the red corner, wearing blue trunks with a touch of white. Ladies and gentlemen from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. In amateur boxing, 59 fights, 53 wins. 3 times he was champion of his country. In the year 2000 in Sydney, he represented his country at the Sydney Olympic Games. At 24 years of age, in professional boxing, 7 bouts, 4 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen from Parkside, South Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, February 8, 2002, he beat Jeff Tupu to win the vacant Australian Light Heavyweight Championship, vacated by Paul Briggs. Would you welcome on for the first time, one of the great All-African Kings, from Adelaide, South Australia, Peter Kariuki. Kariuki. And across the ring, the blue corner, with Ron Waterhouse's mentor, from here in Queensland. We've seen him in centering in Melbourne in kickboxing against the legendary Gurkhan Ozcan. Once in professional boxing. What a decorated kickboxing career this young man had. 58 fights, 53 wins, 38 by knockout. A world champion and helmet galaxy of Australian and South Pacific kickboxing championships. In pro boxing, almost an untarnished record. 15 fights, 14 wins, 1 loss. 11 big wins coming by way of knockout. Pan Pacific and Australian champion, he vacated both of those championships before being pulled forward earlier this year to capture this championship that he puts on the line tonight. Wearing the familiar skull and crossbones, in keeping with his name, the Hurricane in red. Would you welcome the defending champion, Paul Hurricane Briggs? Your man in charge of the action over 12 rounds, Ignatius Miscellaneous, OPBF Championship.
Yes, this is going to be a fantastic fight here tonight. Ignatius Miscellaneous now providing instructions. Fantastic. And is it ever going to be tough in there? This is an OPBF light heavyweight title, Peter. A big title fight. Their president is here, Frank Quill, is here tonight from the OPBF. As Murray Thompson is assisting Cole Benny in the corner there. Two great boxers here from the light heavyweight and cruiserweight divisions in Australian boxing. Paul Briggs there in the red piping, skull and crossbones on the waistband,
Briggs normally
of course.
hammers that right hand in pretty quick
And,
to assert authority.
Peter Kariuki's got the navy blue trunks with the white
Pretty
pipings
cautious.
on. And these boys looking pretty good now here. Kariuki throws out that left hand, looks pretty good to me.
Both boys
And,
are pros, are just starting off very slowly and nice and tight, having a look.
Certainly are having a good look at the moment. Briggs excellent defence there at the moment as he comes in with a slapping left hand. And that's a very nice punch to the body of Kariuki there, who's pretty upright and looking pretty good here tonight, Peter.
Both boys look like they've definitely done their homework.
Yeah, certainly.
They're not really showing too many moves at this stage, but they're both well composed.
Yep, very well composed. I like Kariuki at the moment. Big wide stance on him there. He's got that left foot planted forward there firmly, and he doesn't look like he's going to take a backward step to me.
No, he's just, we're both having a look. Look at, it's pretty even at this stage.
Peter? Yes, it's a sorting out round, isn't it? The first round sometimes
Definitely.
in a title fight.
I'd love to see Kariuki pound one to his body.
Yes.
Because his hands are nice, beautiful up. He might just throw a straight right in the chest there.
Yeah. Very compact Kariuki here at the moment.
Very composed.
Coming out of the Olympic Games for Kenya, stayed in Australia.
Well, he started off with Austin Taylor and then now he's moved across to Columbia.
That's right, yes. Yeah, Austin Taylor has a few Nigerian boxers who stayed out here.
Kariuki was actually matchup by Briggs on the Gold Coast.
Yes.
And Briggs pulled out with an injury. And Jeff Tupu took his spot in Kariuki. Knocked Tupu out in the fourth round of the Australian light heavyweight champion. I think that was in March on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, well, it's the boys there all fighting at that level there, and they're all classy fighters. Briggs in particular, of course, wants to fight Mundine, I think, at some stage, if he can get down to super middleweight level.
I'd make super middle. I don't think Mundine would fight him, though.
Yeah, well, I was being...
He's too dangerous.
I was being political there to a certain degree, and just being a bit cagey about whether or not the camp wanted to take on Briggs because he is a power-packed fighter.
Definitely power-packed. I mean, he went over to America and had a quick knockout there as well. So he's been around now, and he's
improving that log, Peter.
Yeah, he's well composed. He's just a pure pro now. Going places, this kid for sure.
Fighter. And strong and tough and very patient in this first round. Both boys just sorting each other out, moving around the ring fairly well, and the first decent exchange between them.
They're fighting with the raised gloves. They're the Mexican fighters' gloves. So.
Briggs there, big right hand from Briggs
starting
there.
Starting to open up now, Briggs. Seeing that process is out the window now. Now we're just about to start the fight.
The real stuff, and it was a cracking right hand from Briggs, and caught the Kariuki partially on the glove and on the side of the head, and there goes the bell.
Briggs
time
round
there,
10-9.
Damien Henry.
Briggs round 10-9.
To start round two. The bell's gone. Ignatius Mr. Lady's holding him up as the seconds get the seat out there in the Kariuki corner there. Nick Tatoris joining me at ringside here. Nick, good to see you. Son, how are you?
Great, thank you.
You're looking to be in fine, fantastic physical condition there, and getting ready for this big fight here tonight. Kariuki in the blue trunks there, from originally from Kenya there. He's looking pretty good, and
right.
Nathan Briggs, of course, Paul Briggs, I should call him. It's his brother, Nathan Peter, looks to be in superb condition.
He is, and he's starting to put a bit of a load behind his punches now.
Yep.
He's gonna
bit of a sorting out around the first round, Nick.
Yeah, good feel out. Smart boxing from the two clever fighters.
They're both classy boys, aren't they?
Yep, they show their experience in the ring now.
What do you think of Kariuki? Does he look the goods to you?
He's a slick boxer, and we'll really tell. Time will tell to see whether or not he's still got those amateur
trademarks.
like him. Yeah, amateur boxer or a pro.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Because,
And,
we're all aware of that. Briggs has been doing really well overseas, working his way up those pro rankings.
And that, of course, been confidence as a potential opponent in super middleweight level for Anthony Mundine. Of course, we've mentioned it a few times.
Right.
And
that'd be a great one.
Oh, would it ever? And he looking here tonight pretty sharp. Both these boys at the moment. It's been a fast and furious card so far tonight. There's been a number of knockouts, KOs in first rounds, etc. But these two boys, this fight looks like it could go for some time. Oh, beautiful boxing from both lads in that instance. Briggs there managed to try to slip a right hand through to the midsection of Kariuki. Kariuki beautifully balanced, Nick, isn't he? That lovely stance, the left foot's forward.
He's a tall boy, he must be at least over 6 foot.
Yeah, looks pretty good and beautifully
Light heavyweight.
balanced weight-wise too, isn't he?
He's showing his speed.
Certainly, it's all whipping left hand from Kariuki. It was a beautiful punch there to the side of the Briggs skull. And Briggs there, the boys touch gloves. Anything misdemeanor there from Briggs, was there?
I like those looping lefts he brings over in the right. They're powerful shots. And he turns southpaw here. Still getting the third back to orthodox.
Both boys are very sharp here. They're taking their time before they throw leather. They're making sure it's going to count, aren't they, Nick? All Briggs came in then with the right hand, but got blocked by the arm of Kariuki, which was the way to go. Good defensive work there from Kariuki. Briggs does look, both boys looking fantastic, and this is going to be a very tough fight. Both boys are very classy the way they go about their work. Briggs now has really been making some headway in light, heavy and cruiserweight divisions, and the boys go back to their corners. Round two, a very close round, that.
It was. Could have gone either way, but I lean towards Briggs. I think Briggs did enough there to just with those solid lefts and rights.
And he's got 4 KOs. 4 wins, 4 KOs, 2 losses and a draw.
Good record from both the boys.
Every win's a knockout.
Yep.
And 10 of his 13 are KOs.
Okay, so we've got 2 heavy boys. Heavy punch.
Round 3.
And that these boys were just checking their records at half-time, and of course Kariuki's whole 4 wins have come by way of the short route, knockout territory, and Briggs 10 knockouts in 13 fights, which is a superb record.
That's a superb record, indeed.
And 13 wins to boot, 1 loss, so what can you say about that? That's just class.
And Briggs is showing power in both hands now.
He is. Coming forward with those left and rights there, he's a fairly even stock boxer when it comes to his punching power, Nick.
He has. And if Kariuki plans on winning, he's got to start jabbing more and moving more, because he's mixing that up and he's getting hustled now. He's getting very
He's got to just keep Briggs at bay somewhat, and
exactly.
Start to throw a little bit more, move around a bit more and throw a bit more leather at this point of the fight.
Yeah, especially that jab. So that's a key weapon for that kid.
Yep. This is what we would have expected him to be doing more of now, Kariuki, to use that long reach of his. And that, but Briggs is on top of him the whole way. He's not giving him much breathing space, Nick.
No, he's not. He's getting on top of him.
Which I think is the tactics here of Briggs, is to crowd Kariuki as much as he can to prevent that jab from having any effect.
Good counter. Briggs he's got those hands up nice and high.
He has.
He's catching his punches.
Kariuki coming in low there, but didn't strike pay dirt there. Missed punches blocked off by Briggs. Briggs has got a beautiful defence. Excellent defence from Paul Briggs at this point of the fight. That boy's still fairly cautious at the moment, Nick, aren't they? Even into the 3rd round of this fight. So both boys showing a lot of respect for each other.
Briggs in there.
Clubbing left, I think most of
That's
that
it.
landed on the belt.
Oh, they got him with a good hook there. Sort of,
Yeah, I think that
as he moved out.
caused some damage to Kariuki, that body punch, do you think, Nick?
Made him duck. Made him
Briggs there catching Kariuki off foot.
Now he's sort of like punching him at will, but...
Kariuki trying to work low with that jab too, which is good to see him go to the body.
Kariuki, nice right hand there.
And try and mix it up a bit, because that's the way to do it. Barry Michael would be very happy to see that sort of fighting.
Yes.
Kariuki again, just flicking
toes
out that
now,
left
on his
jab,
toes.
no effect.
On his toes.
And Paul Briggs, a slight feint to the left then, trying to put Kariuki.
Briggs.
Big right uppercut tried by Kariuki. Did miss by a fair distance, but the idea was good. And gee whiz, the crowd starting to work their way into the fight too. And the boys touch gloves and go back to ring centre here.
Starting to work better. Aim for his body, because Kariuki's got that quick head movement. It's good to see. Exciting.
Into the third round, Nick, and that was a fairly even round, Matt, would you say?
Another great round, yes. If I had to score it, it'd be an even round. I'll give it an edge to Briggs.
Yeah, I thought it was fairly close, fairly even. Briggs, I think Briggs did a bit more work than Kariuki.
Yeah,
A hard one, isn't it?
Right, it is. From the fans out there, I think they're really getting behind this fight. Couldn't have picked a better main event. Excellent.
Very close. Round 4 coming up here in this OPBF light heavyweight title fight here tonight at the John Batman Theatre. Joe Curcio Promotions doing a fantastic job here. It's been a fast and furious card, and Kariuki throwing out that jab.
Jab for jabs.
Briggs now again very cautious here with Kariuki.
Catching him on the way in, but...
Showing him a lot of respect, he is at the moment, Briggs.
He's always giving a couple of good punches together.
And Kariuki flicks out that left jab.
It's a good little spin, that.
Yes. Nice little spin, as you referred to it there, Nick. That was very fancy. And these boys are light-footed. There's no doubt about that. They're very quick for light heavies. It's great to see that sort of leg movement.
Clever boxing.
Very clever boxing. Kariuki now concentrating there quite severely. They're trying to find a way of getting past that Briggs defence. It's very difficult.
Well, that's a key thing in these early rounds. That Briggs is trying to put on the pressure.
Yes, certainly is.
Trying to take that jab away from him.
Yes, he is. Now Kariuki, they're getting himself in a bit of a headlock there. And I don't think there's an underdog here. I think this is a pretty even money fight. This, without a shadow of a doubt. Both these boys are showing their record. It's fantastic. Briggs has had more fights. That's at a professional level, but Kariuki, coming out of Olympic Games, Kenyan team,
He's showing his skill.
been fantastic, yeah. Good to see these fighters stay here too. It just goes to show it's built up our boxing stocks remarkably since the Olympic Games. Briggs pushes Kariuki back, and a nice body shot from Briggs there did land, and that's a scoring punch. Kariuki flicks that jab out again.
Good jabs. Good jabs. Good hand speed from the native. Really good hand speed.
And that Briggs is the one who's moving forward now and placing pressure on Kariuki. Kariuki just flips out that left jab and just flips the stomach of Briggs. And a nice left hand from Briggs there, just caught Kariuki. Not a great deal of weight behind it,
Good
big thing.
hook. Good short hook. Oh, good.
Couple of nice punches from Briggs, very quick.
That's a quick.
And the right hand over the top. Oh, and the boys slipped
him.
in.
And
And,
I think he leaned on him, maybe?
They did lean on him. Yeah, there was no.
Good punch.
That was just a slip. That because in fact Briggs was moving forward and more of a push down.
He did, but he took the punch well.
Oh,
Good punch.
Briggs starting to load up now with that right hand.
You can sense something here.
Oh, crunching back
shot.
to the jaw of Kariuki by Briggs. Only travelled about a foot. and struck Kariuki on the jaw. It was a beautiful left hand.
Shot, left hand.
Oh, the power came from the shoulder, and it's finished.
Yeah, that was an excellent.
Oh, what a punch
Beautiful.
from Paul Briggs. A beautiful left hand, a crunching left hand that caught Kariuki on the jaw, and Ignatius Missalidis wasn't going to muck around. Nick, was
that was quick. Man, I've seen some good hooks, and that was a superb hook. Caught him flush right on the chin.
Yes. But the punch only travelled about a foot.
Yep.
From where he threw it from, the power of the man.
It was a very quick landing. He sensed something. I thought he had him hurt. He sensed it. He jumped on him.
And Paul Briggs here up on the ropes. A fantastic performance. Another title for him.
Yeah, another great
OPBF
title.
light heavyweight title. That's the Iron Pacific Boxing Federation, and that's a big title for him. In fact, he'd have no trouble now, not that he would have had it anyway, in getting a big fight night, perhaps in Tokyo even, Nick or Manila.
Like I said to you before, buddy, the kid's showing a lot of power in both hands. That was a left hook he caught him with and knocked him right out. That was an excellent punch.
That first punch he softened up with, before the punch he went with that right hand.
That left hook did the damage.
And that was the one that set the boy up for that crunching left of the jaw, which was just a power-packed punch from a short distance, wasn't it? The power generated from the upper shoulder through the body.
Brought it all the way from the Gold Coast, Brisbane, all the way from there.
And travelled such a short distance to cause that amount of damage to the boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes 54 seconds of round 4. Peter Kariuki indicated the referee Ignatius Missalidis after rising at the count of 9. No more, no less. Retaining his OPBF light heavyweight championship, the Hurricane, Paul Briggs.
Excellent performance from Paul Briggs. Fantastic effort. And the OPBF light heavyweight champion, Nick.
Okay, before you go, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk with Paul Briggs.
I think we're going to go to some interviews first, and then we'll come back to our summary for the night's events.
Paul Briggs coming in town and emphatically retaining his OPBF championship. How about 3 cheers for the Hurricane, Paul Briggs? Amen? 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 Paul was a strategic fight. Did you pick up the pace? Short right hands? You working your plan?
Oh, very much so. We've trained really, really hard for this fight. Peter is one of the best light heavyweights in this country at the moment, bar myself. This guy can box, he can bang, and there's not many guys around that can do the both. He can, that's why I was fighting such a strategic fight, because I couldn't take a chance. He rocked me twice, and if I had just opened up and come out like I normally do, I could have run into one and be all over for me, but that's the experience starting to show with the fights that I've had and the guys that I have fought. Peter, mate, just take your time, mate. You're an awesome fighter. Take your time. You're going to be great. But one thing I'd like to say is, it's the second time I've boxed down in Melbourne. Last time I fought one of your hardest boys I've ever come across, Adrian Berlin. And I just love fighting in Melbourne. You guys are what I class as the fight capital of Australia. You're just awesome crowd to fight in front of, and I can't wait to come back down and fight for you guys again. I'd like to make this my goal. I'd like to make this my home as far as fighting in Australia is concerned.
Paul, don't go away. Beautifully said. Everybody's asking you and Anthony Mundine. Have you approached him? Has he approached you? David Nasser of Anthony Mundine's camp. Even run you and said, hey, mate.
You saw him here tonight, one of the best, potentially, Australia has to offer. I don't even have an opinion on Anthony Mundine as far as I'm concerned. He's a footy player, full stop. Try and get behind some real athletes. I'm one of them, and I will be world champion. And the more of the Australian public I can get up behind me, seeing I don't have the PR machine that this Superstyle has. I'm going to do my best with these. I guarantee you guys keep coming, I'll keep knocking them out.
Okay, the Hurricane, Paul Briggs.
Strong words from Paul Briggs, Nick. Very strong words.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jacasio. Thank you, Jenny, for a great day.
Mundine's got his people out there listening.
Also, take this opportunity to thank Joe. This is one of the, I've just been looked after so well since I've been down here. I've got my beautiful wife and my little boy. Joe's just looked after us unbelievably. So I just like to say thanks, Joe.
Well said, Paul Briggs there. Nick, here comes Joe Curcio now.